No second chances, no support, and nowhere to go but the finish line. Day and night, non-stop, racing the clock as much as they race themselves, across 4 continents and countless challenges. The ultimate prize is simply surviving. The journey, the tears, and the triumphs. Welcome to Wild Races. Ecuador, one of the most diverse environments on Earth, welcomes wild races to her shore.
The diversity that Ecuador can offer is just stunning.
In a small piece of land, I mean, we are a small country, we have these amazing weathers of ecosystems, of geographic differences. You can go in 5 hours from the highlands to the coastline. You can get in 2 hours from the capital city to a jungle.
You can be freezing cold and in 6 hours you are taking out your clothes. That's amazing of Ecuador. You can see all kind of animals, all kind of plants, all kind of terrain.
A country that can offer you a lot of different cultural communities and exotic experiences.
Maybe because we are in the middle of the world, maybe because of the altitude of Quito, it gives us some special characteristics that makes our geography, our natural resources special.
With adventure racing, as in no other sport, you sometimes out there you're almost fighting a war. You could be in the middle of Saigon fighting a war. You go through the same emotions, the same state.
The largest challenge is you're 4 separate people, sometimes with 4 separate ideas, and to really be successful and push forward, you need to kind of marry all those ideas into one plan.
Every aspect of adventure racing works through experience. You're comfortable out there because you've spent so many hours, days, weeks, months in those situations before. And that's what gives you the comfort of being out there and not worry about all the variables.
Ecuador is our home. We know the mountains, we know the rainforest, we know the sea, we know everything about this place, and I know we will do a great job in anywhere in Ecuador we can go.
I think it's a mixture of feelings right now. Like, I'm really excited, I'm really nervous, I don't know what to expect, you know. But it's a really cool feeling, like there's something really good going on, definitely.
I like to have that mentality, like always winning, because that makes me confident with myself. Maybe we will not, but I like to think that we are capable of.
I know the potential of the team, and I know we can do a great race.
I think friendship is the secret weapon to win these adventure races.
I first got into racing in 2003, 2004. Bob got 7th place in the World Championships in Newfoundland in that year. So we have that experience, and I think that's what we can all draw upon and know, yeah, this is miserable right now, my feet hurt, my backpack's heavy, I don't know if I can make it to the next control, let alone finish this race. And that's when you use your mental strength and draw upon your experience and realize, I got through this before, I'm gonna get through this again, and it'll be over before I know it.
It's a little bit scary, like even being shaped, I'm scared to be here in the high altitude, you know. I think I've never been so high. We have to find a balance between keep a fast pace, but enough to don't get sick.
We've all committed to each other that we're gonna suffer a little more, and when you suffer more, you suffer for a shorter period of time because you get to the finish line faster.
I think teammates are, in adventure racing, like one of the most important things in the race. I think a good team is you work for the team, not for yourself. So if one of the team is not working for the rest of the team, you are not gonna finish okay.
We know the strengths and the weakness of everybody. We like to enjoy, to have fun, to do the best. It's so relaxing to race with them.
I think it's always an advantage to be at home, race at home. You know a little bit more of the landscape, you know a little bit of the weather, but still the race can have a lot of things can happen. So I think when you are on the race, it's almost the same for everybody.
My team are practically my world. I love my boys. I love going away with them. I get so excited, and we have this incredible connection. We talk the biggest load of hoo-ha, and we just have so much fun together. And yet at the same time, you know, when it comes to race time, we're serious and we race, and we know what we want. And when we're out there, because of the bond that we have, you know, for me personally, being the girl, the chick on the team, I just feel so safe. Those guys have got my back. They are forever watching me, I'm watching them, and I know that I am 110% safe out there.
For me, I've got my support and my back up here. You know, I trust in my teammates 100%. I know they've got my back, and I've got their back. We have an unbelievable understanding together, the four of us. You know, we understand one another's weaknesses, strengths, and what we're all going through.
You know what I say to my boys? I say, guys, you get me across that line, I don't care how. Pull me by my hair. So if I can't walk, if my lungs are collapsing, whatever, I want to get across that line. So that's kind of our attitude in our team. So the answer to, is there a difference, you know, am I going to stop at some point because it's harder or not? No, I'm going to keep going until I get across that line.
Every time you experience a new sort of what you thought was a boundary and you actually go past that, you know, there's the physical side, there's the mental side, sleep deprivation. That in itself is a huge test. I always wonder and think, you know, could I have gone another day with no sleep or with 10 minutes sleep? You know, what would have happened?
For most of our international teams, arriving in Quito above 3,000 metres is a challenge. Their journey has already begun.
A lot of times people say the race doesn't really start the day of the race, but actually getting the team to the race.
Tired as hell. Been travelling for 40 odd hours.
Mike's actually not here, so I actually said it's cool, I'm fit enough, so I'm actually just going to probably end up running the riding leg, but that's cool because I'm way fitter than the boys at the moment.
It's kind of what we live for, you know. We love adventuring in far-off lands, and you never know what you're getting into.
Vamos treinar, hablar mucho español, see cómo es Ecuador.
Smells different, people are different, everything's different. It's pretty unique.
This is our first time racing with Bob, so since we've never raced with Bob, we are going to want to really talk about a lot of things, a lot of details that you would think we could just take for granted.
For us, the next few days, we're going to spend, I guess, 2 days in Quito here, trying to acclimatize a bit because we're at almost 10,000 feet and most of us are coming from almost sea level.
For us as a city, as the capital city, as Quito, we say we are the door by which you have to come to this amazing country. If you want to come to Ecuador, come by Quito.
For the first time, our teams will experience the true culture of Quito and its high elevation, as well as getting a first-hand look at their competition.
We're just walking around the old downtown Quito, a bunch of old churches and historic places.
Pretty much, we haven't even started the race and we already got lost.
This country is like a maze.
Great experience just to walk around, sit down, observe the beautiful people and the beautiful culture that's here. It's a lot different than what we have in Northern California or pretty much anywhere in the United States or Canada.
So I just asked her if she has something for altitude, and she got something. I think it's a medicine, a tablet that really helps.
There's no taxi. The Lone Ranger calling his horse and he'll just come over the mountain.
Never whistled on a taxi, I can't whistle.
All good? Okay. This could be exciting. I'm definitely putting my seatbelt on.
We're going to have a video live in this car.
Oh, just dance of it. We're gonna die.
Maybe dealing with our stress. We believe that the music has a calming effect on our driver. We're just walking to the entrance of the cathedral and the other entrance has been lost. But I've decided that this is the time I'm going to pray for everyone and their sins, because I feel that in this group there are a large amount of sinful things that have happened. Yep.
It's a good day visiting Quito. We came here to the Basilica and with the rest of the teams, and we're gonna climb up to see the view and everything up there. For me, coming to these places every time is different, it's nice, they're really cool places, really good, nice churches, really old, and every time I came it's a different perspective of the place.
Adventure racing, it's such an important part of it because you get to know your country, not only like geographically, but the people in it. You get to know your teammates, you get to know tons of people that do things that are similar to you. So those things go together.
Ring my bell.
The teams now head up, their first taste of the altitude to come.
How high does this thing go? I can't read that in Spanish.
We are going at 4,100 meters high.
So that's like 13,200 feet or something.
Yeah, it's high.
We'll be feeling it. I'm feeling it down here. We'll definitely be feeling it another 1,000 meters up.
This is great acclimatization for us.
So this peak we see in the back is part of a big ring volcano. 5 or 6 years ago, we had an eruption from that volcano. The whole city was covered in ash. It's crazy that we live in this area. You can call it dangerous or something like that.
Is that where we are? Those mountains are amazing.
Give me back my glasses now. Come on.
No way,
Give me
Pa.
back my glasses. I want to see what's going on.
Sure. I think I need to get some glasses.
I feel a lot of things when I come here because it's very special for me. I love the view here and the silence and the wind, and I love the mountains.
Quito is right down there.
And there's airplanes flying below us.
Local teams find training at altitude much easier than some of our internationals who are less acclimatized and are already feeling its effects.
8 days before the race, Bob Miller, our fourth teammate, started to get some flu-like symptoms. We were a little nervous he's going to get the full-blown flu. He chose to just kind of lay low today and recover, so he's ready to go come Saturday.
I don't know, it's just so liberating. You just get out to see all these wonderful places, and it's something we crave and look for, and I suppose it's what we come here for, to get recharged, and I don't know, it just enlightens us and puts us back in focus and makes us realize why we're actually all here.
Teams now head up to Cotopaxi, the planet's highest active volcano, where they further their acclimatization, a step crucial to their race preparation.
We came here a week early specifically to acclimatize, and I think you really have to. If we'd had the opportunity, I think we would have come here 2 weeks earlier. I think we landed 2:06, and we did a really great hike up to 5:1, and we did a ride up to 3:8, and we really had to do that. I mean, we have to experience it beforehand. You know, we could never have just arrived and started racing at that altitude and those heights. There's no ways. We need to acclimatize.
The altitude is very, very difficult to control. Once you are on highlands and your body tells you not to be there, it's very difficult to control. The only way to get out of it is going down. In this race, the racers will be on highlands, over 3,000 meters most of the time. That will take them a lot of effort, a lot of energy, and it's probably, you know, one of the crucial aspects of this Volcanic.
For sure, the altitude is like making them really scared. Like, I know we're fast there and they are not, so we have to take advantage of that.
National teams, they live in altitude, so they know how it is and, you know, the difficulty of running and racing in altitude. So I think that most of the local teams will have some benefits of, you know, living in altitude.
The altitude is definitely a factor that affects all the teams. But since we live here, we have the ability of coming to the altitude every single weekend, practicing up here, sleeping up here, up to 4,000, 4,500 meters. So it's definitely an advantage. Still, even though we're prepared for altitude, we need to be really careful about it because it makes your body much weaker.
Anytime you go to any race anywhere in the world, a local team has an advantage because they're familiar with the mapping techniques, they're familiar with the terrain. Potentially they've even been on the race course before, not even knowing it. So that's a huge advantage wherever you go. And I think especially here because we have two teams that live right at the starting line. I think, you know, going up and down is no different wherever you are in the world. You know, the altitude's there. I mean, none of us really live that high. I mean, I'm at sea level. So it's a concern, but it's out of our control.
I think
this is where we're going to suffer. We're going to make sure we pace ourselves and don't do too many sort of quick burns. Because if we do, we're just going to get out of breath, and to be able to recover, you're going to have to stop and waste time. So it's going to be more consistent, just try and regulate the breathing, make sure we don't kill off ourselves.
I think for people that think that it's easy to walk a couple of kilometers up high, I invite them to go and do it by themselves. I think it's the best way to feel the real sensation of the lack of oxygen and air that you feel up there. You feel like sometimes it's like you really feel like you couldn't move faster, you want to go faster, you have terrible headaches, you have nausea, and it's impossible to like push at the rhythm that you know you can go, but it's impossible to move faster.
We are in 3,700 meters, and we found this like tropical woods. It's amazing. That's Ecuador.
Our strategy at this point is we're going to have to take a back seat. We're going to have to let those local teams just go, not stress about it, take it on our own time. And when we hit the downhills, hopefully we can really hit them. And as soon as we go into that low land, we're going to, at that point, kick it up a notch, because that's what we used to. We're going to have to race according to height, I'm afraid.
Guys, I don't know. I can't tell how far we come down. It's so hard to see out of these bushes.
I know.
I don't think we were high enough.
You think we're over there?
I think it was nice to get out there. Marco and I have been putting in 20, 25 hours a week of training, and this week we've essentially gone to zero. But it was nice to get the legs move and say, hey, yeah, I think I got some strength there. I think I got some power. And to realize, I could breathe up here. Yeah, I'm breathing heavier, but I could breathe, and the heart's pumping, but, it's going to pump that hard, and you're going to breathe that fast at sea level and run a 5-minute mile. Up here, you're going to put out the same energy, and it'll be a 10-minute mile. But I think that's going to be the same for everybody, whether you sleep in Quito or you sleep at ocean level.
With as much preparation as possible behind them, teams now need to pass important proficiency tests in order to receive the crucial race maps and course information.
I think that people learn to be humble in this type of races, in adventure races. People learn to understand life better. This type of race takes everything you have inside and makes you a better person. They want to prove themselves in situations where the human body cannot resist anymore. So it's only the human mind that can take you out of these situations, and that makes you a better person.
Okay, so here we are finally at registration after spending about 5 days in Ecuador. Registration to us means a race day tomorrow, which we are super excited about.
The organizer wants to make sure we've got all the gear and know all the safety stuff.
Waiting for our kit check. Can be a bit of a pain, but it's a good thing. In case we haven't got something, we're out there and we run out of something, make sure we got it.
The race is happening. Everybody's here. This time tomorrow. Can't wait.
I'm going to be stuck.
A little bit worried about the cold because we're not very used to it, and the altitude, but we've been here for a week and I think we're going to be fine.
Normally for a race you come out maybe 2-3 days maximum before the race, so there's not much time to sort of sit around, whereas this time we've been out for a week and it's just like, come on, I want to get racing now.
The race is going to be long, high, very high. Ecuador is just unbelievable. There's no flat places here. We're going to have 409 kilometers, and I think that the racers are going to find a lot of diversity, not only cultural, a lot of different topography, a lot of different climates, a lot of different vegetation around. They're going to love it. They're going to be in the mountains, they're going to see some snow, and then suddenly they're going to be in a tropical forest really fast, and that's going to be very, very different from many teams.
409 kilometers. It's time to get out of here, go and look at the maps, and then get out on the course.
About 12 hours to go time. I'm blowing my mind right now. want to run. I want to race right now.
Racing for impact tomorrow.
Our first impressions looks really awesome. Looks like it's going to be a fast race, but also a very, very beautiful race.
You could be feeling like, and then you suddenly see like one of these mountains, and you know why you're here.
That's why we come here. That's why we do adventure races. That's the only way to really get to know a country. If you go like to a tourist place, you just go do a canopy or do some sort of tour, and it takes you like 30 minutes, an hour. But when you're doing adventure racing, you can really get in there and really get the feeling of the mountain. So that's the best way for us to get to know our country.
We are really happy of the course we have and the people that is coming to race this year, and I think it's going to be amazing.
The course ahead takes teams of 4 over 400 non-stop kilometres comprising mountain running, trekking, kayaking, mountain biking, ropes and orienteering. Next week, it's go time. We discover why Ecuador is one of the most punishing places on Earth. This is no place for the faint-hearted.
If it was going to be easy, I don't know, we'd be playing golf or something instead.